People ask about this watch every time, not because it's expensive, because you can see through it. Skeleton.
I'll be going to China in a little while. Every time you meet, you talk about China. We respect China. I do. We both do, I think. But it's always a topic of conversation. We've had a very good relationship with China. We used to lose a tremendous amount of money with China, and that's no longer the case.
That was President Trump today on his upcoming trip to China for the summit with Xi Jinping, March 31st to April 2nd. As this clash heats up, China is calling for an end to the war in Iran. Its energy supplies are getting squeezed. China is the world's largest importer of crude oil. More than 20% of China's oil comes from Iran and Venezuela's discounted crude. Joining us now from House Energy, Congressman Russell Fry. Congressman, what do you make of this? Is China going to retaliate against the U.S. here? Because in just 2 months, the Trump administration removed China's allies, the dictators of Iran and Venezuela. What do you think?
Well, I think they're deeply concerned, obviously, for purely selfish purposes. I mean, you know, on the surface, it's like a call for peace, except it's a one-sided call for peace just against the United States, not against the crazy retaliations of the Iranian regime in the Middle East. But certainly they have skin in the game to prop up this regime, this corrupt regime in Iran. And that seems to be, from my opinion, exactly why they're saying what they're saying.
So they're going to retaliate against the U.S. in any way? Final word.
Well, I don't think so. I don't know that to be sure, but I think right now they're just probably more concerned with their access that they have with Russia and Venezuela and Iran. Two of them are out, and they're wondering how they're going to get the resources to fuel their economy.
Maybe U.S. energy. All right, Congress.
Different countries have chosen different ways to respond to the US and Israel's attack on Iran. What about China?
We are only 4 days into this, and the results have been incredible. They are toast, and they know it. Or at least, soon enough, they will know it.
China took its first official position several hours after war broke out. It said it was, quote, highly concerned and called for an immediate halt to military operations. So why is China staying out of the fight? Analysts suggest China is reluctant to project military power beyond its immediate periphery because it wants to keep its long-term interests in mind. One of those interests is its relationship with the US, especially when President Donald Trump is about to visit the country in early April. When it comes to energy concerns, China is the top importer of oil from Iran, but the government has developed alternatives. What's more concerning is rising prices and potentially losing access to oil and natural gas from the broader Middle East. China providing military aid to Iran is also unlikely, since it will want to avoid direct confrontation with the US and its allies. Different countries.
Russell Fry, thank you.
This is an American. This is an American war. The best way to think about it, and the way that I argued in the piece, was there are two chessboards. There's a regional chessboard that Israel plays on, that Iran plays on, that Saudi plays on. Israel faces Iran. They're fighting. And then there's this much, much larger global chessboard, this contest over 30 years between these two superpowers. The US and China. This war is taking place in both levels at the same time. It's, in a sense, two wars in two different strategic environments, and these Israeli and American interests overlap perfectly. The basic story is that over the last couple of years, Iran has made itself probably the most important Chinese ally in the Middle East. Iran, in facing sanctions, pressured by the United States, pressured by Israel, has increasingly been looking to China as a great ally and strategic depth. That makes sense for any country with adversaries in a region to go to one of the superpowers as backup. But it has served that master, that backup, that patron in ways that have become strategically dangerous to America. So, for example, 5 years ago, Iran was no threat whatsoever to the United States Navy. And this past year, China and Iran have signed agreements that would see Iran receiving from China missiles that can fly at Mach 3, hypersonic missiles that can hit American warships, can disable American warships. Iran and China are much more militarily, economically, and technologically intertwined. They have a dependence on each other. China needs Iranian oil, and Iran desperately needs, existentially needs, Chinese backing, Chinese money, Chinese support, Chinese investment, and kind of desperately needed Chinese defense. Alliance. But those who say that America would not have gone to this war, except if the Israeli tail wagged the dog, they don't have a lot of respect for America. They don't have a lot of knowledge of the national security strategy published by this administration. They don't appear to know that a lot of the strategic discourse in this administration is about being hawkish to China's efforts to replace the American world order. They don't really seem to grapple with any serious questions of American foreign policy. It's got nothing to do with foreign policy. It is just domestic political prejudices being projected onto the foreign policy stage. Trump does not want the same exact war that Netanyahu wants, but as long as that runway is a shared runway, they're going to be best friends and they're going to go as far as they can go together.